me just start with watching you play out there. It looked like your burst in that pop was kind of back tonight. Like, how did you feel?
Yeah, just get back into the swing of things. Just it's gonna take time. It's just gotta keep playing. You get your rhythm back through playing. You get your body feeling right through playing. Every time you work out, at the end of the day, you gotta get used to playing, sitting, getting back in the game. Like you have to go through that. So feel pretty good. Obviously I could have played better and felt better, but just continuing to take it step by step. We got 2 games left, and I'll be out there.
You've had some time to watch this team now from a different lens as well. What's your assessment of kind of where this team's at, and also
I mean, yeah, it's natural for obviously after the Charlotte loss to kind of react and panic, but we got plenty of time. I shouldn't say plenty of time. We got time to figure it out. We got 9 games against really good teams, and I think that's ultimately going to test us just as a whole. Whether it's throughout the full game, late game execution, defensively, and yeah, we've been injured and hurt, but there's no excuse at this point. We got to go out there and continue to find ways to win these games and be ready at the right time. So, the biggest thing is what happened in the past happened in the past. We take this game, we move forward, get ready for this trip, and go from there.
There's a lot to juggle right now between reintegrating you guys back, at the same time only having so many games and trying to get these reps under your belt. So with that in mind, like, how do you approach each game? Is it just got to get through the stretch, or is it you
no, it's a playoff. Every game's a playoff game. We look at a game like tonight, energy, the execution on both ends of the floor. It's a playoff atmosphere. That's what these next 8 or 7, whatever they are left, that's what it's going to be every night. And it's not like we're playing against teams that are done for the year. We're playing against teams that are fighting for Denver's fighting for the 1 seed, 2 seed. You got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got the Suns. They're fighting for playing and trying to beat. So it's going to be a playoff atmosphere the whole stretch, and all of them on the road. So I think that's when any other way coming into the playoffs. Want to work out, continue to do our thing, and be ready to execute late.
Were you able to keep the knee loose? Did it respond the way you hoped it would?
Not as much as I wanted to, but I haven't done this before, so it's about figuring it out. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing, and I think I figured out some ways. All right, cool, I can get back into it. But ultimately, that's the biggest thing. When you work out, you're always freshening out. It's being able to sit, get back into it. So, I'm not concerned about it. Just understanding, kind of get a good one underneath my belt, be ready for this trip. But yeah.
Are you healthy?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the bone bruise and all that stuff is
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Good.
What's it like dealing with the mask? Have you ever had to do it?
That's a whole different set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trying to be able to breathe. It's different, but like I said, it's that time, so there's really nothing I can do about it. So we'll go out there and figure it out. But I'll be good.
First time?
First time with a mask, yeah. I threw it the first workout. We got a new one, so this is the final version. So we saw the final one tonight. But like I said, it's continuing to build upon it. It's haven't played in 2 weeks with it. But we're working hard, and once we get back into my groove. But the biggest things we got to win tonight, and we're looking to do the same on the road.
Donovan, you've had in the last week, you've had a teammate and the owner of the team talk about your contract, and they both expressed confidence in what was going to happen.
I was going to the Mets. That's what I thought.
So, and I know how you feel about this, but I do need to ask, like, your reaction to what they said and just them putting it.
I think the biggest thing for me is I said it before to you earlier. Obviously you have to ask that question, but my focus is I got a lot of things to focus on outside of that right now. To be honest, I got to focus on myself, getting back for this group, focus on Huskin, getting over this stretch, continuing to be ready when it comes time. So I'll handle that when it comes to and I understand you got to ask that question. I'm gonna give you the same answer. My teammates know me. At the end of the day, and we're going out there trying to find ways to win the championship. And it starts with days like tonight. But yeah, I know you have to ask, so I appreciate it.
How confident there's enough time for you guys to get back to like where you were a month or 2 ago?
Yeah, ultimately I think the biggest thing is just obviously getting bodies back. That definitely helps, but continuing to find that rhythm, that groove. Ev shooting the ball well since he got back is huge. DG continue to be aggressive, me getting back into the fold, continue to do things offensively, but also defensively. You know what I mean? Ev was phenomenal defensively tonight. I think I haven't seen him like that in a little bit, so I think that was huge. Just taking those steps, and flipping that switch, and it's easy to, like I said, it's easy to react after that Charlotte loss, but I fully believe in everybody in this locker room, believe in each other, and that we believe we'll be all right.
When Evan, he's been working on that 3-point shot. Him making that shot in that moment, How important was that for him? And then also too, just like big picture, to really force now opponents to really respect him taking that shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's big. I think the bigger thing is just for him is his confidence late game. You know, it's easy to make those, not easy, easier to make those, you know, early first 3 quarters, but to be able to hit that shot in that moment, that's big time. On top of the way he was playing, you know, continue to be a force. But, you know, I think for him to hit that, I think it was huge. And, you know, teams want to leave him. They're going to tell him to keep shooting it. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that, you know, as we play these last 8 games, continue to integrate that and continue to hammer home on that, because that's ultimately, you know, what it's about.
What does it say about someone who's so young but has been injured twice this season for extended periods and not only knew that the scheme was changing, but was able to adjust and change his game to be able to fit?
Yeah, it's the mental fortitude. You know, I think I see that a lot in this locker room, especially with the young guys. I saw that last year when I came here. You know, I think that's the biggest thing, is being able to be like, okay, you know, especially like him, you know, Isaac has been phenomenal. Like, you know, you look at Evans, you know, it's easy to be like, all right, like, you know, it's not going my way, you know, things are different, but he's continuing to put the work and put the time in, and you see the results, you know, when he gets out there on the floor, and it's great to see.
You've known George for a long time. He's shooting it really well right now. Have you ever seen the G-Wagon running this efficiently?
When I played with G, he wasn't playing this many minutes, but he was doing what he was doing in that amount of time, you know, so I had no concern, you know, when he was going through his stretch. I was like, shit, go through it now. So when you're ready, when the time comes. So I had no concern, and he's going to continue to be this guy for us. You know, he's a leader. He's you know, one of our pulses in this locker room, and you also see what he's been doing, man. He's playing really well. When guys have been out, he's stepped up. You know, he had a week where he guarded KD and whoever it was. Like, you know, he's doing whatever's necessary for us, and that's what you need out of a guy like him. And you know, it's great to see.
You guys struggled a little bit on the offensive glass tonight against a team without Joel Embiid, but Jared Allen being able to grab those 2 last huge rebounds to kind of seal the game. What have you been able to see off the court and now being back with what Jared has brought all season?
I think for him, he just has this mindset of like, all right, like, you know, even when there's mistakes made, you know, he's like, all right, you can't compound. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. You know, you're not going to get every rebound. You know, I think we have unrealistic expectations after the series last year, where it's like you got to come with every board. Like, you know what I mean? It's not as big as Tristan. He's not, you know what I'm saying? But like he continues to find a way to fight. You know, and he does it in the same way, and that's what I respect. He comes in every day, does his work, never complains. Is always out there giving us 100%. So there it is, right there. You know, so for me, you know, that's the biggest thing for me. Like, understanding that, like, there's going to be times where you give up stuff, but what do you do after? How do you compound it? Because he could have easily been like, man, I gave up a few easy buckets to Paul Reed, or gave up a few, you know, offensive rebounds. But when a game mattered most, when it was time to buckle down, he got the 2 he needed.
Last question.
JP spoke highly of the way DG defended tonight on Tyrese. How did that help you guys in the passing lanes, and just overall with Darius the last, you know, couple weeks or whatever? He's had a lot on his plate. Can you just kind of get into that?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of things thrown at him. You know, at the end of the day, I think for him, just being this type of guy, you know what I mean? If the shot's not falling, or if it is falling, continue to ride that. But if you, like, locking in defensive is huge, you know, being able to put that effort in, and also being able to, you know, like 15 and 10 tonight, you know, whatever it was. Obviously, he hasn't been shooting the ball that well, you know, from the field, but continuing just to be, you know, engaged, you know, because that's ultimately what matters, you know what I mean? And he's a young guy. It's tough when you're in the lineup, you're out the lineup, you know, different things are, you know, going on, but he's continuing to be steady for us. We know him, we know his work ethic, and what he's about, man. So it's great to see that tonight, you know, against a guy who I feel like they compete against each other, you know what I mean, consistently, you know, obviously they're New Balance guys and clutch guys and whatever. So it's great to see him come out on top in that matchup. You know, especially as a young guy, you want to be able to have those matchups and take on that challenge. And I think we got to a point where we weren't even switching anymore. He just wanted that matchup. So that's a sign of him of how good he's continuing to be for us.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.